Hey, good people, how you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I was going to try to skip today, but hey, it's just so much going on today. I couldn't skip, all right? Hey, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Just follow the prompter and go ahead and let's get this up to 2,500 likes today. 25, not 23, not a 22, 25. Today is brought to you by Money Moves, Stocks, Crypto, and now options for dummies class. We are absolutely just killing it over there. Okay, good people. And I'm gonna show you a little snippet of what I just uploaded. A great lesson today. Let's go right into what we are going to talk about. Alphabet just reported and they smashed. They had a beat and a beat. They are absolutely killing it. All right, look at this. Google earnings beat as internet search advertised grows in top estimate. Okay, Google's gross revenue rose 12% to 90.2 billion amidst headwinds from currency exchange rates and a weaker U.S. dollar. I mean, it was just a smash. And then they're going to do a buyback, and then they're going to increase their dividends by 5%. They're just smashing it. And IBM reported, and Intel reported it was going down while Alphabet was going up. For those of you that don't know, Alphabet is Google. But let's talk about what the president is talking about right now.
Meeting with the Prime Minister of Norway at the White House at this hour, and just moments ago he made some comments about China trade in this bizarre back and forth standoff between the U.S. and Chinese government, in which the Chinese government insists there are no trade talks taking place. The president has said there are active trade talks taking place. Here's what he said just moments ago.
They had a meeting this morning, so I can't tell you. It doesn't matter who they is. We may reveal it later, but they had meetings this morning, and we've been meeting with China.
So the president there saying they had meetings this morning with China, saying he won't reveal who they is. He may reveal that later. So sort of a mystery here, Scott, as to who's meeting with who. The president insisting there was, in fact, a meeting, but he can't say who it was who met with the Chinese side.
Well, meanwhile, China says that they haven't been in talks. China says no, not in trade talks with the U.S. So that's a lot of back and forth. I do know that China had been saying that, you know, they didn't like the approach that the president was taking. And China was pretty much saying, we ain't no punk. That's what they were saying. Good people. I'm from West Side of Chicago. That's the way we talk. China's like, we ain't no punk. You ain't going to step to us like that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Meanwhile, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ closed higher for the third straight day, fueled by big tech. Big tech is taking its lead. And we've had a Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday of good data. And I'm going to show my portfolio yet again. Because big tech is really ramping back, all right? Not only big tech, okay? Now, there's kind of a teeter-totter. We have some bad news and we have some good news. Homes are not doing good. Home sales are not doing good. They're slumping.
David, existing home sales in March fell a much wider than expected 5.9% from February to a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 4.02 million units. Sales down 2.4% from March of last year, and that is the slowest March sales pace since 2009, the Great Recession. Now, remember, this count is based on closings, so it's contracts likely signed in January and February when mortgage rates were over 7%, but it was before the market volatility of April. Supply is rising fast, 1.33 million units for sale at the end of March, up nearly 20% from the year before. That makes a 4-month supply, which is still on the lean side. 6 months is considered a balanced market. More inventory and slower sales are starting to put the chill on prices. The median price of an existing home sold in March was $403,700. That's still an all-time high for the month, but it's only up 2.7% from last March, and that annual comparison is shrinking. First-time buyers made up 32% of the market, the same as last year. They should be around 40%. All cash dropped to 26% from 28% the year before. but investors held steady at 15% of sales.
So, guys, that's not good because housing is really tied when you have slowing jobs and rising inflation, and then the housing market is like one of those last things to go. I'm not going to use the R word, but that's when it starts to rise back up. Meanwhile, we have a couple of days of good news. All right, so we could see that big tech is doing well. Look at that. These are the days that we really like, okay? Over the last 5 days, you could see we had a reversal right here, April 23rd. And that's when we started to, actually April 22nd, that's when we started to ramp up, right? Then we had a little dip, but we're doing pretty good right now. Can we stay on this trajectory? Is the bottom priced in? We don't know because it all depends on what China is going to do in this back and forth that they have going on right now with the president, okay? Of course, Google smashed it. We went over that. A beat, 5% dividend, buyback on their stock. And that was really good for earnings because there's a lot of fear on earnings, where earnings going to be down. A lot of people forward guidance, like in the case of Intel, they had one beat, one miss, I believe, and then their forward guidance, they start to pull back, and that is not good for the market. We need these earnings to be good in big tech for us to continue to push upward. Speaking of pushing upward, look at what crypto is doing. Look at what Bitcoin is actually doing even at this point. It surged 10% over the last 7 days. Look at that, all right? And you know what? This darling right here really, really, really pumped. Sui. Look at Sui. My Sui was looking good. Sui. So it is absolutely pumping. Even today, up 11.5% over the last 7 days, up 55%. So Sui is doing well as it pertains to altcoins. Then you had another thing that happened in the crypto space. Now, you know what? Let's just look at it, good people. Trump crypto soars as president offers dinner at top holders, or two top holders. His official Trump coin pumped over 50% on yesterday. Look at this. The price of Donald Trump's cryptocurrency has soared after the U.S. president promised to host 2 special events for its top investors. The website for Trump Memecoins says its 220 biggest holders will be invited to a private gala dinner with the president on May 22nd of May, described as the most exclusive invitation in the world. Look at that. You guys can continue. Look at that. Trump jumped his coin. Trump jumped by more than 70% after the announcement. Look at that. Right? Now, some would say that this is actually even worse than the alleged Nancy Pelosi knowing what's going on and being able to outperform the market because she was involved in the making of the laws that she benefit from, right? Alleged. Okay, so then we got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who turned around and did the same thing under Trump's administration. Alleged. Okay, so now some would say this is actually even worse, right? Now, we do know that Trump coin absolutely ruined the meme market. The Trump coin ruined the meme market in crypto. I ain't scared of y'all. So I just call it like I see it, good people. And like it or love it, this is what we're dealing with. But there's still a lot of money to be made in crypto. It is not over. And speaking of crypto, listen to this.
And you own the Grayscale Ethereum ETF and shares of the IBIT, correct?
Yep. I own this long term. I think that you could see, after gold's parabolic move, that we've seen more of a trader speculator taking some chips off the table and moving into IBIT or Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's flat for the year. I do think the big change over the next few years is between Paul Atkins at the SEC, David Sachs, the Sovereign Wealth Fund. I think from a regulatory framework, it's going to be a 180. And so I think we're going to get some smart regulatory framework around digital assets in general, which should be a positive catalyst over the next few years for the asset class.
So through this whole thing, I just wanted to ask, did we learn anything? Now, it's not over. I still have dry powder. China can come swinging. The United States could swing back or vice versa. And we're back at the lows again. This could happen for stocks and crypto. But if it does happen, I have capital, I have cash, I have dry powder, and I'm going to buy anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. My question to you is have you learned? Have we learned? Are we too bearish in a time we should be bullish? Are we too fearful in a time we should be greedy? And for a lot of new investors, that's true. Yesterday's video, I called it dumb money because that's what Wall Street calls it. Emotional buying and selling. Dumb money. Well, let's get undone. Let's get undumb. All right. I know that's not a word, school teachers. Okay. So let's go back to the portfolio I've shared with you over the last 2 days. Okay. So this is a growth portfolio. Okay. We could see that I was up 46%, right? And we had a gain of $1,400 on that day. And then on yesterday, we had a gain here. I shared this with you guys yesterday, I believe, or if I took this earlier today. Yeah, here we go. So here we are today. Now, I'm up 66% with a profit of 42K. And this is just a sign of just holding and not fearing, okay? And I'm just sharing with you guys that sometimes when things are falling apart, you just have to have guts. Now, let me show you this. I showed it in my money moves a while back. This was my ETF. I told you guys it was down more than 10%. Here, I found it. There it is. And there was a lot of money put in. But you can clearly see at the top, I had some cash. Look at total gain and losses, down $12,000, down 5%, right? But now today, just with 2.5%, it was an extra $6,000. And now I'm down, let's just call that 1%, all right? And so you can see Granny Strats, I'm actually up 1% and then now in increments, okay? So now let's just call this flat, right? Or down by 1%. If we have one more day like today, I'm even. But if you look at the Qs like I showed you on yesterday, I have a lot of money to be made, good people. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. You know, being too bearish in a time when you should be greedy is just not good. It's not a good path, right? And so this is some of the training that I'm doing while I have this phone hooked up. I'll just leave that on, and that could what? Result in a downward pattern, and you would have made money on a put. In that training, I'm actually showing you with money moves how to do options for dummies, okay? And so when this is all over, life goes on, and I want you to be able to learn options, options classes for dummies. Come join us because all of the classes are still up. Look at that. All of the classes are still up, and we are in candlestick patterns right now. So the very first class is still up. Come join us. Come join Money Moves. When this is all said and done and everybody has kissed and made up, we're going to make even more money. We are making money with our long-term positions. We make money when we swing trade. and you can come and join us and learn how to make money with options. All right. Hey, I got through it with a blaring headache. All right, good people. I know this one is long, but there's a lot going on that you needed to know about. Okay. So again, Money Moves will be the only link below. It will be the pinned comment to the top, and you'll see a link here on this video. We will see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.